Now that's a conversation for yo
Ass. What's up? It's your girl Shay,
and it's T.
and we here with the podcast for your words.
Okay. You kind of jumping ahead of my question once
sorry.
again. But are there any, like, this is a question that I would say would be for somebody that may think this could be a possible problem. Are there any tests, like labs or anything that somebody should be like, okay, I think you might want to run this to be like, okay, I think I have kidney failure? But because the doctors, they're just gonna run whatever they want to run or think whatever they want to think. But like, what was something that you was like, oh no, okay, I believe this result. That one, not really, because y'all just using me as a guinea pig type thing.
To be honest, from the research I did, it's it's not as many as other things, like with other diseases. A lot of times they just use like your basic blood work.
Mm-hmm.
So that, but you can get some extra tubing that do go a little bit more into detail with certain testing. But it's not something crazy, if I should say. But they do. I did take one that they were trying to see if it was a um dang, if it was a through the family, through the hereditary.
I swear it be going. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying to see was it, through my dad side of the family, but yeah, it came back negative.
Okay. So before we get to dialysis,
Mm-hmm.
what were the initial treatments that you were being given?
I didn't. Oh, so before dialysis,
Mm-hmm. Like,
it
was it any
was
medications? Was it like anything that was like, okay, this right here will lower that. This will prevent that. This will make you
girl. Okay, we talking about medications.
treatment,
Girl, they put me
medication.
on prednisone. That is the
Ooh.
devil. You look at me in my eyes.
Bruh, I have a picture of me on prednisone. That joint right there ain't no joke.
Prednisone, they need to get that off the market. I was so mean.
It messes with your biology. That's like the best.
And I didn't care if I was mean. Now I apologize if I feel like I hurt somebody's feelings. When I was on that prednisone, I didn't care. It is what it is, sweetheart. I did not care. Till that wasn't me. And my cheeks haven't went all the way down, but I used to have a moon face.
Mhm.
I was so moody. Oh my gosh, I was so moody.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. You can look at me. You can say, "Hey, have a good day." Shut up. Turn around and die.
What? What did I know you was? Yo, you're so irritating.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that prednisone. They tried that because like I told you, they thought I had lupus, so they thought it was gonna, kind of like freeze it,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't work. And I told them, "Get me off this right now," and I'm dead. That's how I said it to him. I said, "If you don't, I'm gonna wing myself off." He said, "No, no, we can't." I said, "Yes, get me off of this. I'm dead serious." That's how I told him.
Okay, so um, since you kind of touched on it, I'll ask this question before I get into like the depth of it. With your issue, what other types of disorders come along with them? You said high blood pressure. Is there anything else that can come with
Yeah.
that you've experienced?
Okay. Definitely really bad acid reflux. And like since I do my treatment PD and I do it through my peritoneal cavity, uh is it makes my stomach very sensitive. Like things that I used to eat, like onions, is because it has a lot of, it gives me a lot of gas. So I try to stay on that with the gas because that gas, it feels like a
Yeah.
heart attack. Like no,
Yeah.
seriously.
It's very strong.
Yeah. And they said at the hospital it was like people have come here and thought they was having a heart attack, how much gas they had. So that, like, that's how severe that is for me. So I would say a lot of gas, uh and like the acid reflex, really bad. Really, really bad. But I'll say that's the number one thing right
Mhm. So just that and the blood pressure. That's it.
there. I think it's small things, but I didn't grew to avoid avoid it, if that makes sense.
Like anything that you've had to be additionally diagnosed with is what I'm
Oh
asking you.
no, not with me.
Okay. So now we're going to kind of dive into your dialysis journey.
Hmm.
Okay? Don't don't hit that. The day they told you we have to start dialysis. Take us through that.
I went numb. I was sitting at that doctor's office. It was me, you, my mom, the doctor, the lady that was over the clinic. I don't remember her, but yeah. I just couldn't believe it because growing up, when you hear about dialysis, you just hear about like older people and stuff. So for them to tell me, I was what, 26, some whatever. But for them to tell me that, I was like, wow. I think I didn't really, I reacted before I actually it registered.
Mm.
So like I screamed and I cried. I just remember you and my mom, and I don't. I wish. No, I'm not gonna say that. But I just remember that you and my mom was kind of like just comfort me because I didn't know how to feel. I did it. I was numb.
Okay, so I remember the stages, but I want you to kind of dive into the stages. So your first site where they did your dialysis, can you take us through that and like the transition of where they went and why?
So it got bad one time. I just remember I was throwing up. It was like, we gonna have to admit you. You're gonna have to start dialysis. So I ended up. It wasn't like no outpatient procedure.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I was in a hospital, and it was kind of like an emergency, I would say, because so much toxins was like building up. So they like, yeah, we gonna have to put a port in, and they gave me the port right here, pretty much above my breast, kind of like chest area a little bit. But I just remember them giving me that and me waking up and just like, wow. And then I started dialysis. They brought the machine in. It was just like, wow, this is my life right now. I couldn't believe it.
So that was the first port and where did it go to next?
So after I was released, I kind of like really wasn't caring about it because that's when Zozo was born. So I was ready to go home. Like, once again, I don't think I registered like, dang, this is dialysis. But when I was in the hospital, it was when I was at that hospital, I really didn't even care what was coming next. So I remember going, I had to do in center dialysis 3 times a week. And sorry, but I went in center. Is that the question?
No,
What do you mean then?
because I asked about your different sites. You said it started here.
Oh,
So
I thought you
where
were
did
talking
they
about the
move it
site.
to? No, your port sites.
Oh, sorry. Uh, I thought you was talking about like site as far as
The
location.
different types
My
of
bad.
buildings, no.
Yeah. Um, That's why I said the hospital. But anyways, so I'm gonna tell you where I had them.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay, because it kind of go out of order.
Okay, so I asked where you had them,
Mm-hmm.
why you had to move them, and where you have it now.
Okay. Here, because they don't want this to be permanent, because this can cause a lot of problems because it's in your heart. A lot of people didn't know that, but that's crazy. Um, it's in your heart, so I think you only can keep that for about a few months or so, and they removed that because that's very dangerous. Um, so they took it out of there, and I was trying to get it in my arm, but I couldn't because my vein's so small. I really wanted that one, but so then it was either a fistula, which is this big old graft thing, and it stays in your arm. They can't take it out. And I'm like, if you ever seen somebody walk around with a horseshoe, that's what that is. Can't take it out. But I they wanted to try to give me that, and it was like, or PD, which is in my peritoneus. I would say it's your stomach, but they don't say it's your stomach. It's near your stomach. But yeah, and then I had one in my thigh before because I needed emergency dialysis. And the PD uh is with the fluid, so the one in my thigh would be for my blood, and it will be getting right to it. So I had to do one in my thigh, and they don't keep that one either because that can um I don't want to say erupt, but burst, or it can cause problems.